Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Nathan.
And this is What's Wrong With Us?
What is wrong with us?
Nothing, bro.
Why can't we
nothing.
be on
There
TV?
ain't nothing wrong with us. We can do this. So basically, your role is kind of as...
I'm the straight man, man.
If
You
you're
feed the lines. Like, you know, you look at the classics, like...
Well, no, I want you to be funny, too.
Oh, don't worry. The straight man always gets to say, like Jack Lemmon and what the hell was his name? They did that late.
But a lot of time, it's funny is in the face, too.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
A lot of times what I'm doing while you're talking is, you know, imperative.
So, I'm out here fishing with my boys, and I get a phone call. Looks like there's some business to take care of. Yeah, all right, no problem. Yeah, we can pull that off, no problem.
You know, Gary's the only guy in the world that would take a cell phone fishing, you know, just silliness. But he did.
Really?
So yeah, we're sitting here fishing, and Gary gets a phone call from his agent.
Agent. 10% of nothing is nothing. Remember that.
All right, I'll get back to you. Thanks for your time. All right, bye.
So what did he say?
Said we gotta make a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
What's a pilot?
You know, this is great. 30% of us don't know what a pilot is.
But you are aware there's an invention called the television, and on this television they show shows, right?
Yes.
Well, basically, how you make a show is you make a pilot, and then you take that show and you take it to the people that make shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide whether they're going to make more shows. Some pilots get picked up, become television episodes, and some fall to shit. Hopefully that's not ours. So basically the guy told me that he can't invest in nothing. So we're going to have to come up with something to give him that he can at least market to people and show what we're about.
You know, as an actor, really the phone isn't ringing. So, like, you know, I need this. You know, it's sad, but I do. So, you know, I'm willing to give this a shot, you know.
Well, we could do fishing.
It makes sense. Yeah,
We could do an outdoor show of some sort, like Survivor Man, or...
You know, just sitting around joking around, you know, a lot of the stuff we say totally could be TV shows, so hey, what's wrong with us? Is that the name of it? What's wrong with us? Yeah.
Home reno?
Home rental show would be all right, but that's seems like a lot of work, doesn't it?
It is a lot of work.
Well, I guess, you know, it didn't take us very long to land on a cooking show.
Everybody's got a kitchen and an appetite, right? So we're gonna go with that and see where the cooking show takes us.
I'm a professional chef. It's what I do. So obviously, I'm going to be running the show on that one.
Anybody can make a cooking show. What's wrong with us?
1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Hi, I'm Gary,
I'm Nathan.
and this is Why Not Us?
Why not us?
No, that's
What's
right.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Well, doing this is kind of a different experience. It's easier for some than others. That's why I'm going to host this thing, and Nathan's going to co-host with me.
Gary's not a chef. I don't know where he gets these, like, delusions, but, you know.
Today on What's Wrong With Us, we're going to be making the classic East Coast donair. Should take about 45 minutes to make and about 6 hours to eat.
Ooh, I love donairs.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? You would have to be some sort of a pirate.
I haven't met anybody.
Yeah. Anyway,
What was I saying?
Hey, what are we doing today, Gary?
as you can see, I'm kind of a stout fellow. I've got some girth, not just in my penis. It's around my belly. And that's because I like to cook. I like to cook because I'm fat and I like to eat.
Gary's not really much of a chef. You know, he'll play it up like he's pro. You know, he's going to read whatever is on that paper, kind of like a Ron Burgundy thing. So, you know, all I have to do is sneak in and change a 1 to a 4 and spice things up a little.
So this particular recipe is kind of a spicy recipe because, you know, we're not pussies, we like it hot.
A lot of spices here. Is there some sort of secret ingredient? Or?
Yeah, we're going to get into that later when we're throwing the meat together. It's kind of a fun recipe, actually.
What makes the meat so fun?
Well, you've got to actually beat the meat a little bit.
A little bit.
Well, actually a lot. You got to mash that meat right up.
Right.
Put it right to it.
So we're going to be beating the meat today.
So I was just looking to hang out, you know, have some good times, but apparently these guys are too busy beating each other's meat.
I'm always ready with a helping hand. Well, this looks delicious, but it's going to take a while, so we better get going.
Let's get to it.
All right.
All right, the first part to the donair recipe is the meat. Now, to make the meat so delicious, we need a variety of spices. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, oregano. 1 teaspoon per pound. Easy. And for the heat, we've got 2 teaspoons per pound of cayenne pepper. Now here comes the fun part.
So he's like fingering it and playing with it and getting to do like the real fun part, you know?
Sprinkle your spice over the beef.
I think every, chef's dream to do the fun parts, but it's whatever. It's fine. I'll just have a banana.
An important part of breaking down the meat is to actually beat the crap out of your meat. You smash it, you want to pick it up, and smash it down like you really mean it. Beating this meat is kind of like a one-person job. You don't want 2 sets of hands on your meat.
You don't think I'm not good enough to beat the meat? I'm there. I'm ready.
Pick it up and throw it down at least 20 times. Don't hit it like a pussy. Feed it lefts and rights, because that's what it deserves. Now I think we're ready to form it into a loaf. Now you want to just make your loaf nice, make sure it's nice and presentable. I like to pinch a loaf. It's kind of something I do. I like to pinch a loaf daily, maybe 2. Eat lots of donairs, you might pinch 3 or 4 loaves. All right, now it's time for the oven. We're gonna leave that in there for 45 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it over and leave it in there for another 45 minutes. So I'm busy pounding on my meat, and I got Nathan over there cutting up the vegetables for me. When I look over there, he's just like gorfing a banana. It's like, seriously, dude? All right, bud. Looks like this sauce is done here. How's that going?
Oh, veggies are all finished up. I think we're...
Yeah, but it's gonna take a while for the meat to finish, so let's finish that game of Axis and Allies.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go.
Nice. Back to Axis and Allies. Time for the Japs to take over. What, did I just say Japs? I can't do that. I'm sorry, I just watched The Pacific like a couple weeks ago, man. We got all fired up. It was emotional. Lots of tits and guns and shit. So to any Japanese people anywhere ever, sorry.
I like to play board games. And I like to have my buddy Nate over playing board games. Only because I like to win. Okay, the Russians are going to buy an airplane.
Whatever.
That's right, Russian fucking Air Force, bud.
Have
This is
fun.
some scary shit. Actually, you know what? Russians are going to buy a fucking bomber.
When I come over to play Axis and Allies with Gary, I try and take the Allies if I can, but, strongly recommend that I do the Axis.
What now?
That would be the Americans. Well, the reason I enjoy playing the Allies better than the Axis is Nazis suck wieners. Inhale large schlong. It's fucking Americans.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Americans.
Coming against yeah.
Gary and I got a lot of history there, a lot of history. I think it really blossomed throughout the 2 seasons of a very, very underrated and I think progressive and groundbreaking television series, Crash Addict.
Hey, get back on TV again? It's easy. TV is so fucking easy, man. They make a show about anything.
The Axis and Allies channel.
Yeah.
So T-Bag's just kind of hanging around during the game, and he's got this look on his face, and I knew something was up.
Boys have been leaving me out a lot lately. Apparently, the guy that cooks can't be on the cooking show. That's all right. That's fine.
24-hour-a-day rotisserie chicken channel now.
It was just a bad time for him to show up. But that's what T-Bag does. He pops in and he pops out.
And all you need is one guy and a fucking camera. One guy and a camera. And jet skis.
And jet skis.
And jet ski. I'm going to buy the battleship. I like battleships. What's better to go with battleship than another battleship? What's another battleship?
I have a formidable navy in Japan. It's nothing to write home about. And he, fingers through, picks out a battleship, and picks out another battleship, and another battleship, and another, and another, and another.
I have a fucking battleship to go on there. See those battleships?
Yeah, I see a battleship.
He advises me what to do, and then I end up losing. I think he had something like 6 battleships.
What'd you do?
Just slow attack.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Look at that.
Well, I'm coming hard.
Oh, that is fucking brutal.
Next time on What's Wrong With Us.
Well, it was definitely a little hotter than usual.
How's that for a flavor explosion, man?
Whew! It's like a Great White concert in there.
Oh, God, that's hot. Ugh.
Sauce cooling that down then? Or it's pretty goddamn infernal?
It's still aggressive.
I think Tyler's been here.
So they leave me out of the cooking show. They leave me out of the board game. I think it's time for a little revenge. Meat was a little hotter than I expected, and yeah, I got some spice burns on my balls.
Steeped.